Professor Shen is cold and aloof. He's intersex, but I didn't know that. I chased him for 3 years like a headless chicken. He never budged, until I accidentally discovered his secret. That he's intersex. Shen Yanking pushed me away hard. Don't you find it disgusting? How adorable. My eyes were practically glowing. Good boy. Let me take another look. Shen Yanking, don't you have a heart? Even if you were a block of ice, 3 years of me warming you up should have melted you by now. You treat me like I'm at your beck and call just because. You know I like you. I put up with all that. But you know I hate Zhu Jingxing. Yet you still get so close to him. Does that look like someone humbly asking questions to you? His eyes were practically undressing you. Shen Yanking's hair was perfectly neat, wearing gold-rimmed glasses, just sitting in his office chair quietly watching me lose my mind. Seeing how calm he looked, fire blazed in my chest, and I was breathing hard. There wasn't anything in the office to take my anger out on, so I couldn't take it anymore and kicked over the trash can. Damn it. Shen Yanking quietly took a sip of tea, set down his cup, then slowly looked up and spoke. Chen-san, I've told you we're not compatible. Who I associate with is my freedom. Helping students with questions is my job. I don't need to explain my actions to you. And you don't need to get so worked up. If you keep this up, don't come looking for me anymore. Shen Yanking hadn't kicked me out in a long time. My heart skipped a beat. Hey now, Professor Shen, that was my fault just now. Please don't hold it against me. I quickly set the trash can back up and cleaned up the mess. I then refilled his teacup with hot water. Only then did Shen Yanking glance at me and sigh. This won't happen again. But, absolutely, I cut him off. Professor, whatever you say goes. Afraid he'd say something hurtful. I got out of there fast. I'm a spoiled rich kid. My dad donated 2 buildings to get me into Lantong University. He chose finance for me, hoping I'd manage the company after graduation, but I just partied and skipped classes. But after my buddy Zhang Heng dragged me to an economics class, I fell in love. I studied micro, then macro, Western then econometrics, until my head was ready to explode. But I never missed an economics class and got perfect attendance. If you're asking about my grades, you've got it wrong. I didn't fall for economics. I fell for the teacher. Shen Yanking started teaching at Lantong University during his PhD, and naturally stayed on after graduation. He published several papers, and quickly became the youngest professor in the economics department. Shen Yanking has this cold, untouchable face with distant eyes, looks at people without any emotion, reserved and understated. I wanted to shatter that icy mask and see some real emotion on that cold face. It would be amazing. Too bad Professor Shen doesn't have a gambling dad, sick mom, or sister in school. He's not broken either. He's so strong there's no way in. I chased him for 3 years, and he never budged. It's driving me crazy. One day I cornered him in his office as usual. He ignored me and just kept working. His focused profile was captivating, and those glasses made him look so forbidden. I was getting distracted, and couldn't help moving closer. It felt even better than I imagined, soft and smooth. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it would burst out. Just a kiss on the cheek, and I was this worked up. Shen Yanking kept a straight face and leaned back, his cool gaze shifting over. What are you doing? I scratched my head and made excuses. I don't know either. Something came over me just now. Professor Shen, what did I just do? Probably didn't expect me to play dumb. Shen Yanking was speechless. He couldn't exactly say why I kissed him. I don't know if it was my imagination, but I saw Shen Yanking's ears turn red. He straightened up, voice normal, as always. Chen Sheng, I quite like my current job, and don't want to transfer anywhere for now. Got it. He was saying if I kept bothering him, he'd transfer. Then I wouldn't be able to find him. I laid low for a while. Faculty dorm building flower bed. Shen Yanking was feeding a little calico cat. Kitty, kitty. He held cat food and called in a soft voice, but the calico didn't show up. I stood behind him with my hands behind my back. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Shen Yanking's voice went back to normal. I came to see if Professor Shen missed me while I was gone. I got in his face and stubbornly asked, did you or didn't you? Shen Yanking was trapped between me and a tree, annoyed. No. I scoffed, liar. He definitely hesitated just now. I held back for days, stopping myself from looking for him. No way he didn't feel anything. I let him go and pulled out cat food from my pocket. Trouble. Dinner time. The calico didn't respond. I shook the bag and kept calling. Trouble, come find Daddy for dinner. She's a girl. How could you give her that name? Girls with tough names are badass. Right, Trouble. Trouble. While we were bickering, a small black white calico with big round eyes came running toward me with her tail up. I poured some food on the ground and handed it to Shen Yanking. Here, feed her. I petted Trouble's head. Go ask mommy for food. Trouble half-heartedly rubbed against Shen Yanking's leg, then started eating. What brand is this? Shen Yanking asked. I'll buy some too. I dusted the food crumbs off my hands. My housekeeper makes it herself. Trouble's gotten picky. She only eats this now. Aren't you just spoiling her? Shen Yanking frowned. You can't feed her every day. What's spoiling? I'm picky now too. Professor Shen, save me first. Shen Yanking went quiet. Since you love animals so much, give me a kiss, and I'll give you cat food. How about it? Good deal, right? I looked at him hopefully. Not really. Shen Yanking petted Trouble's head, snagged a bag of cat food from me and went upstairs. Shen Yanking can put up with my antics, but he can't treat Zhuhuang Jingxing the same way. Zhuhuang Jingxing and I never got along. Our families are business rivals. My dad and his dad fight in boardrooms. Zhuhuang Jingxing and I actually throw punches. We were always bruised up as kids. When we got older, we became more civilized and just competed for things. That guy's openly after Shen Yanking, but Shen Yanking's totally clueless. I needed to blow off steam, so I beat the hell out of Zhang Heng at the gym. Zhang Heng pulled off his gloves, breathing hard, and sat on the floor. I'm done. I'm wiped out. Every time Professor Shen pisses you off, you take it out on me. I'm not made of steel, Zhang Heng complained. I didn't answer, and started hitting the wooden dummy instead. Heng came over and tried reasoning with me. You should just give up. He's clearly not interested. It's been 3 years. You've got no shot. Zhang Heng shook his head. I stopped and sat down, frustrated, twisting open a water bottle. That's not true. He used to ignore me completely. That refined professor actually told me to get lost. Now he just gives me long speeches about proper behavior. He can't even bring himself to tell me to get lost anymore. Doesn't that prove he likes me a little? Plus I noticed he's been indulging me lately. Bro, there are 3 great delusions in life. Zhang Heng patted my shoulder. The door's unlocked. I need to pee, and he likes me. Screw you. Zhang Heng chugged some water. Just force yourself on him. No way. I've waited 3 years. Forcing him would be no fun. I want him to willingly be mine. Then you'll probably starve to death. Zhang Heng suddenly got serious and stared at me. What if Professor Shen likes women? I argued back. Impossible. He never even glances at female students. The closest female colleague was Professor Zhang from his office. And she's on maternity leave now. Besides that, there aren't any women around him. I'm 80% sure he likes me. He's just stringing me along, testing me. Zhang Heng looked at me with pity and declared, You're hopeless. I rolled my eyes at him. This is between Shen Yanking and me. What would a single guy like him know? Today's first period was Shen Yanking's class. Difficult concepts became interesting, easy to understand stories when he explained them. I'd listen sometimes, but mostly I just stared at his face. He was frowning way too much today. His face was pale, and he kept unconsciously holding his stomach. He wasn't feeling well. Economics has lots of back-to-back classes. During break, I got him hot water. I felt his forehead and compared it to mine. No fever. Professor Shen, what's wrong? He sipped the hot water, voice weak. I'm fine. Look how pale you are. Don't tough it out. Let me take you to the hospital. It's not that serious. Class is starting soon. Go back. I double-checked. You're really okay? We both barely made it to class on time, after all that fussing. This class felt endless. Shen Yanking kept holding his stomach and checking his watch. He used to talk non-stop in class, like he had endless knowledge to share, never caring about time. As soon as class ended, he grabbed his briefcase and rushed out, not even going back to his office. I took his briefcase from him. He didn't say anything. Back at his dorm, he pulled medicine from a drawer, popped a pill, and lay down on the couch. He looked exhausted. His waist in that shirt looked like I could wrap one hand around it. His legs were long and lean. I stared intently, eyes glued to his waist, swallowing hard. I glanced at the medicine on the table. Ibuprofen. I thought for a moment, found brown sugar ginger tea in the drawer, made it with hot water, and handed it to him. I gently rubbed his stomach. What's really wrong with you? Shen Yanking obviously had no energy to deal with me. I looked down at the slim waist under my palm. I really could wrap one hand around it. His stomach felt soft and smooth. To keep my mind from wandering, I started making small talk. Your symptoms are exactly like my mom's during her period. Anyone who didn't know better would think you were on your period. For some reason, Shen Yanking's face darkened. Thinking he didn't like that, I tried to smooth things over. Okay, I'm just talking nonsense. Look at you acting like a little wife, always getting moody with me. After rambling for a bit, I looked up to see Shen Yanking with his eyes closed. Thick, curled lashes, straight nose, lips not so pale anymore, with a hint of pink. My heart stirred, and I leaned down to kiss his forehead. Just as I was eyeing those glossy lips, Shen Yanking casually turned over. I froze, pretending to sleep, but not telling me off. I smiled slightly. Professor Shen? Do you smell something? Shen Yanking suddenly sat up from the couch and rushed to the bathroom, grabbing something from another drawer on his way. Hey, why are you running so fast? I knocked on the door and said, Listen to me. It's the scent of happiness. I shouted at the bathroom door, not sure if he heard me. Shen Yanking went in for a long time without coming out, so I wandered around looking. I don't come to Shen Yanking's door much. Every time I act up and get in, I get kicked out after a while. This is the first time I've stayed this long. When he grabbed something earlier, he didn't close the drawer properly. A light blue package was sticking out. Tambit. Why would you have this stuff here? Do you have a girlfriend? I asked in disbelief. Shen Yanking turned his head away, pressed his lips tight, and spoke. Yes. When did this happen? You flirt with me all day. When do you have time for a girlfriend? You better be lying to me. Shen Yanking remained silent. Professor Shen, say something. I cornered him at the door. My tone fierce. Otherwise don't blame me for doing something else. Shen Yanking finally sighed. and put the stuff back in the drawer. It's my cousin's. She left it behind when she visited last time. I pulled him into a tight embrace, buried my face in his neck, and took a deep breath, my voice cold. I knew you were lying. How could you like someone else? You can't like anyone else. I won't allow it. Shen Yanqing has been avoiding me for over a week now. Every time after class, he just drives off. I got bored waiting downstairs at his dorm feeding a stray cat, but never caught him. Just as I was about to leave, I saw Shen Yanqing's car parked around the corner, with Zhu Jinxing sitting inside. So these past few days while avoiding me, he's been hanging out with Zhu Jinxing. Anger shot straight to my head as I furiously banged on the car window. Get out! Shen Yanqing opened the car door and spoke to Zhu Jinxing. Oh Jinxing, you should head back first. Zhu Jinxing got out casually, shooting me a provocative look before leaving. Like I could let that slide. I rolled up my sleeves, ready to throw down. But Shen Yanqing grabbed my wrist. He doesn't have much strength, yet he managed to stop me. That punk got lucky. I grabbed Shen Yanqing's wrist in return, practically dragging him upstairs to open the door. As soon as the door opened, I grabbed his neck and kissed him. Just as soft as I imagined, even sweeter. My brain went blank, like I'd been electrocuted, instinctively invading his lips and tongue. Saliva we couldn't swallow dripped down the corner of our mouths. Absurd yet erotic. I wrapped my arms around his waist, pulling him tight against me. Shen Yanqing's eyes were red at the corners, breathing rapidly, hands pressed against my chest. No. Shen Yanqing, you forced me to this. I pressed his groin against me. Professor Shen, I'm in agony. Help me out. I was dying of thirst, instinctively searching for water. From his slender neck to his chest, to his soft belly, and lower. Shen Yanqing kept struggling, but his strength felt like tickling against someone who practices boxing and fighting like me. Your pushing and pulling just makes it more fun. When I reached his belt, he suddenly broke free. I almost couldn't hold him down. The next moment, the whole world went quiet. I stared wide-eyed, looking up in shock. You're intersex. Shen Yanqing's eyes darted away as he pushed me off hard and put his clothes back on. His thin, stubborn figure looked like it was about to shatter. Hey, don't be scared. I reached out to hold him, gently comforting. I lost my head for a moment. I shouldn't have forced you. Shen Yanqing turned around. Don't you find it disgusting? How could I? It's so cute. My eyes were practically glowing. What a pleasant surprise. So this is why you've been rejecting me. It has nothing to do with that. Chen Sheng, I told you, we're not compatible. Shen Yanqing was fully dressed again, back to his usual cold demeanor. This look made my heart race even more, the heat refusing to fade. Professor Shen, I'm really suffering right now. I stared at his slender, pale, well-defined hands. Help me out. I grabbed his long fingers' ends and pressed them down. The different sensation made me jolt. Shen Yanqing pulled his hand back, his face flushing red. Go to the bathroom. I didn't want to scare him more, so I reluctantly moved my feet. You're really leaving me high and dry, Professor Shen. Thinking Shen Yanqing was outside, I figured I'd be quick. But it took me forever. I was breathing hard. He's such a temptress. Shen Yanqing still wore his proper suit, standing calmly at the podium. His voice was still clear and pleasant, but my mind had already wandered off. Just thinking about the secret hidden beneath his long, straight legs made my breathing hot. I felt like my gaze was overflowing with all sorts of things. When our eyes met, Shen Yanqing quickly looked away. I smirked, leaned back in my chair, and just stared at him like that, waiting painfully for time to pass. As soon as class ended, I couldn't wait to corner him in his office and brazenly planted a kiss on him, tongues intertwined, wet and stretching, a deep French kiss. My hands naturally slipped under his shirt, squeezing the soft flesh at his waist. Shen Yanqing pushed back softly, a soft moan escaping his throat. In the quiet office, the sound wasn't loud, but it was crystal clear. Both Shen Yanqing and I froze. His long, bright black eyes were full of confusion. I leaned against his shoulder, breathing heavily and chuckling softly. Professor Shen, I heard people like you secrete both male and female hormones, have strong desires, and are more sensitive. I caressed his jaw, my voice husky. Professor Shen acts all cold and untouchable during the day. Do you secretly play with toys at night? Shen Yanqing didn't speak, pushing me away to pack up his things. I followed, hands braced on the desk. If you're feeling uncomfortable, just tell me. I'll take care of you. He continued ignoring me. He grabbed his briefcase and headed for the door. I'm locking up now. Let's go. It was almost dinner time, and students from nearby classrooms had all left. I thought for a moment. Professor Shen, come with me to the cafeteria. He locked the door and asked, Are you hungry? I looked at him teasingly. You know damn well whether I'm hungry or not. Shen Yanqing frowned. Stop being a smartass. Fine, just have dinner with me. Shen Yanqing was very cooperative. Let's go. What do you want to eat? Kung Pao chicken and sweet and sour ribs. The faculty cafeteria is next to the third cafeteria I usually go to. It's still early for dinner, but some students and teachers were already eating. I got Shen Yanqing a bowl of soup and sat down. Don't you think we look like a couple right now? Shen Yanqing put a piece of rib in my bowl. Eat more, talk less. Not denying it means you agree. Shen Yanqing didn't say anything. I declare that from today on, I'm your boyfriend. Shen Yanqing remained silent. I declare again, from today on, you're my boyfriend. No. He spoke up. Then I'll declare it again tomorrow. Shen Yanqing was speechless. Let's just eat first. In my busy schedule, I made time to visit the principal's office. The principal, with his shiny bald head, smiled and asked, "Son, what have you been up to lately?" I crossed my legs. 避邪垂行上网. Haven't had time for fighting or causing trouble. The principal's goji berry tea copied the table hard. You're just messing around. Professor Shen is our school's quality faculty. If you drive him away, where am I going to find another talent like him? Son, stop fooling around, he said earnestly. I'm pursuing Professor Shen from the Economics and Management School. Any students with a bit of gossip sense know this, but no one talks about it in front of me. First, my family's loaded, and I'm a spoiled brat who gets violent when things don't go my way. I only started acting civilized after pursuing Professor Shen. Second, Professor Shen has great prestige. Everyone can see his knowledge and expertise. People are too busy trying not to fail to openly gossip. Third, society is pretty open now. Us dating doesn't affect anyone else, so there's no need for people to keep obsessing over us. But I still patiently explained, I'm serious about this, I'm not messing around. The principal's face was still displeased, glaring. His comb-over was practically drooping down. Listen to me, stop bothering Professor Shen. Pretty stubborn. Alright, Uncle Wang, I'll have my dad donate 2 more buildings. He finally took a satisfied sip of his goji health tea, smiling so his eyes nearly disappeared, looking all caring again. Professor Shen is really quite good, handsome, and knowledgeable. He took another sip of tea and added, "Of course, you're not bad either. How far have you two progressed? Do you need my help?" He must have studied face-changing opera. I got up to leave, waving my hand with my back to him. I'll let you know when there's good news. I hadn't gotten far when I ran into Zhuang Jingxing in the hallway. Talk about running into your nemesis. I rolled my eyes at him. Zhuang Jingxing stood in the middle of the hallway, blocking the way. I stopped, annoyed. Good dogs don't block the road. He smirked, in such a hurry, off to play Romeo again. None of your damn business. I really didn't want to deal with this loser. My tone was unfriendly. Move it. I don't have time for your crap. Zhuang Jingxing straightened up, losing the smile. Just one question. I'll let you go after I ask. I said coldly, spit it out. Do you really like him? That professor who has nothing but a pretty face and an arrogant attitude. I do like him. What's it to you? I frowned, thinking about his intimate behavior with Shen Yanqing. I became alert. You don't rank with him. Don't even think about competing with me. I'm warning you, stay away from him. Zhuang Jingxing laughed contemptuously. Tell me, what would it take for you to give up Shen Yanqing? Any amount of money. Who wants your dirty money? Shen Yanqing isn't some object. I grabbed at his collar, furious. You don't have the right to talk to me like this. Just as I left the academic building, my dad called telling me to come home for dinner. I'd barely taken 2 bites when he got straight to the point. I heard from Uncle Wang that you're chasing some teacher. I took a bite of rice, my voice muffled. It's been going on for ages. You're just finding out now. But it's a man. You can't let our family line die out, can you? That old fox Wang is so cunning, wanting benefits from both sides. He sold me out so fast. Dad, that's not right of you. How can you discriminate like that? You're a man yourself. My dad slammed down his chopsticks. Don't give me that nonsense. I don't agree. I put down my chopsticks and wiped my mouth with a napkin. We live our own lives. We don't need your approval. Besides, our family doesn't have a throne to inherit. What's this about family lines dying out? Do you have any illegitimate sons out there? If so, hurry up and find them. Or you and Mom can try harder. I'm a lost cause. My dad's neck stiffened, his old face turning red. You little brat. Wait, can intersex people actually have kids? I rubbed my chin thoughtfully. Dad, don't worry. I'll try harder myself and get you a grandson. After pissing off my dad last night, he actually made me go work at the company. Though I usually participate in company business, having to sit in an office all day still feels torturous. Mainly because I can't see Professor Shen anymore. I'm about to graduate anyway. Going to school or not, Professor Shen's class is different anyway. My dad's being stubborn as hell, going crazy trying to freeze my card. Good thing he only has one son. Otherwise, who knows how he'd torture me. Perfect chance to give Professor Shen the cold shoulder to. Always chasing after him. Can't hold him or get anywhere with him. It's driving me nuts. Today's the first time I skipped Professor Shen's class. Unlocked my phone hundreds of times today. Still no messages. I slammed my phone face down. Fine, I'm not important. Zhang Hen was sprawled on the couch in my office playing games. Seeing me all worked up, turn off that garbage noise. It's messing with my work. Zhang Hen gave me a complicated look. How long since you've been to school? I didn't look up. 3 days. 3 whole days. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? Cut the crap. So you're planning to just stay at the company forever? Not even seeing Professor Shen. I'm always the one texting him first. Let's see who can outlast who this time. Zhang Hen was speechless, sighing deeply for Professor Shen. His buddy's brain seemed a bit broken. Seriously, who's chasing who here? With that attitude, you'd think they were already dating and having a lover's spat. Today marks my 3.5-year anniversary of pursuing Professor Shen. Finally Sweet talked Professor Shen into coming to this restaurant. Private dining room, very intimate. Shen Yanqing took off his suit jacket, rolled up his sleeves, showing his lean, delicate forearms. Even his casual way of cutting steak looked amazing. Didn't you say today was a student council dinner, and you needed a teacher for appearances? The long table was covered with candles and flowers. The lighting dim. Violin music played softly, the atmosphere subtle and beautiful. Just too far from Professor Shen. I moved my chair next to Professor Shen, looking at him sideways. You knew I was lying, but you still came, didn't you? Shen Yanting raised his eyebrows, his eyes especially alluring under the lights. He tilted his head back for a sip of wine, his pale throat moving gracefully. I swallowed too. Haven't seen you in days, Professor Shen. You miss me too, right? I asked. Before I could hear his answer, the door burst open, shattering the romantic mood. Zhi Jingxing stood uninvited beside our table. His contemptuous gaze fell on Shen Yanting. What a touching scene. He clapped sarcastically. I've always wondered how someone with your special defects has the nerve to sit in a place like this. Being in the same air as you makes me sick. Shen Yanting's fingers tightened on his utensils, knuckles turning white. I shot up, stepped between Shen Yanting and Zhi Jingxing, shoving him hard. Zhi Jingxing, you're not welcome here. Zhi Jingxing staggered back a few steps, then suddenly smiled. Looks like you don't know. Don't know that under his pretty face. He's a freak. Shen Yanting tensed up, eyelashes trembling. His breathing stopped for a moment. That comment clearly hurt him. Rage boiled inside me. I let out a cold laugh. I rolled my wrist, wound up, and punched Zhi Jingxing hard in the face. Zhi Jingxing, are you sick? You like Shen Yanting but trash. Talk him at the same time. You're just jealous of me. Can't have him so you want to destroy him. How childish. Did your brain even develop properly? Want me to take you to a children's hospital? If they can't help, we'll try a psych ward. My treat. Blood trickled from Zhi Jingxing's mouth. He didn't fight back, just glared at me furiously. He still wasn't backing down. That made me laugh. Just as I was about to hit him again, Shen Yanting spoke up. Forget it. Let's go. Shen Yanting's voice was calm, his expression neutral, though he was trying to control it. I knew he was still affected. Silence filled the car as streetlight shadows flew past. The moment the car stopped, Shen Yanting reached for the door handle. I felt I had to say something, so I immediately hit the locks. Shen Yanting, it wasn't me who told him. You believe me, right? I know, Shen Yanting said quietly. He hung his head, wrapped in gloom. I turned him toward me, pulled him into my arms, comforting him softly. Shen Yanting, don't be afraid. I'll always be here. Whatever problems come up, we'll face them together. Shen Yanting's voice stayed clear. I'm fine. I was just thinking, it's the 21st century, and he can still hurt me so easily with words. Is he too sharp or am I too fragile? He continued talking to himself. I'm taking this too seriously. It's mainly my mindset that's wrong. Not firm enough. He found a crack to exploit. Twisted, obsessive people. We shouldn't try to understand their thinking. We can't understand it anyway. Just focus on ourselves. Shen Yanting gently pushed me away. Don't worry. I can handle my emotions. Why aren't you saying anything? He asked. Say what? That I'm completely useless. I want to bury my face in Professor Shen's chest and have a good cry. Professor Shen is too strong. He doesn't need me at all. The company got a new project. I've been swamped for days. Couldn't skip work if I wanted to. The WeChat icon kept flashing on my computer. Thinking it was a message from Shen Yanting, I quickly clicked on it. What are you doing? Being busy lately? Miss Daddy. Waste of emotion. I casually typed back. Zhang Heng, how are things going with you and Professor Shen? Pretty good. He keeps texting me back. I told him I've been busy lately, and he doesn't seem to mind. Zhang Heng, why didn't you tell me Professor Shen is intersex? I typed furiously. That's his privacy. Am I bold enough to tell you? Plus you're a big mouth. Wait, how did you find out? The other person is typing. Lots of people know now. What? I shot up from my chair. Zhang Heng said his roommate Genius told him about it. That Genius saw it by accident on the teacher's computer. All the department teachers received Shen Yanting's chromosomal abnormality diagnosis in their emails. At least it's only department teachers. The spread isn't too wide. I brought people to storm the school with a bunch of designer goods. Gave female teachers makeup and jewelry. Male teachers got watches and belts. Diplomacy first. Explained this was just a genetic condition. Shen Yanting's private matter that he didn't want public. Most teachers understood, promised not to leak it, and cooperated by deleting the emails. But some were stubborn and uncooperative. Can't blame me for playing dirty then. I made sure deleted items and trash were completely wiped. No chance of recovery. Also got people monitoring online, ready to handle any new developments on the internet immediately. Zhang Heng came to help, but soon got discouraged and collapsed on the couch. I said our department alone has over 100 teachers. You really going to visit each one? I crossed off names from my handled list. I don't trust them to do it right. I need to see it with my own eyes. But now it's not just teachers. Plenty of students know too. I stayed focused. I can't stop all the gossip. I can only destroy the source. Zhang Han was puzzled. With your temper, shouldn't you go after Zhuang Jingxing first? I would have before. But now solving the problem matters more. Going after him won't change anything. I walked over and kicked him. Get up and work. Zhang Heng resignedly followed behind me. Took 2 days to handle everything. I drove straight to Zhuang Jingxing's villa. grabbed a baseball bat, and smashed the first floor to pieces. Zhou Jinxing and I have been fighting since we were kids, neither backing down. Elementary, middle, high school, all at the same schools. Even our crews couldn't stand each other. Never thought we'd end up at the same college. What are the odds? I was so busy chasing Shen Yanqing, I ignored him. I almost forgot he's a spoiled brat too. Zhou Jinxing seemed to expect my visit. He strolled down from the second floor with a victor's smile. I grabbed his collar and slammed him against the wall. My voice was vicious. Zhou Jinxing, you disgusting piece of trash. Only know how to use dirty, underhanded tricks. Have the guts to come at me instead. Zhou Jinxing didn't resist, arms hanging loose, chuckling. Ha, mad already. I just exposed his pretty mask. Is that worth such a big reaction? I was confused. If Zhou Jinxing likes Shen Yanqing, he should be attacking me, his rival. No reason to target Shen Yanqing like this. Still don't get it. Zhou Jinxing stared at me intently. I want to destroy him. Destroy that perfect fantasy in your head, so you'll finally see me. I never thought from that twisted angle. His words stunned me, and I loosened my grip. Seeing his chance, Zhou Jinxing suddenly struck, instantly reversing the situation, pinning me against the wall. Right, before it was just kid stuff. After starting college, when you started chasing Shen Yanqing, I realized I liked you. His words shocked me. What the hell are you talking about? Taking advantage of my momentary confusion, Zhou Jinxing leaned closer, his voice carrying desperate obsession. I said I like you. I've been liking you like an idiot this whole time. I'm sick of your eyes being full of him. I'm jealous, insanely jealous. Only by getting close to him could I make you glance at me. You were even stupid enough to think I liked him. Hilarious. Forcing myself to be disgusted, I finally found his secret. Zhou Jinxing's voice was hoarse with desperate madness. But you still blame me for that freak. Why? What will it take for your eyes to be full of me? I spat. Being liked by you makes me sick, you pervert. At that, Zhou Jinxing's expression froze for a moment. Pervert? Yes, I'm a pervert. I pervertedly watched you smile for him, get angry for him, go crazy for him. Suddenly he leaned in again, nose is almost touching. He's just a deformed freak. Don't like him. Look at me instead, okay? I snapped back to reality, shoved him hard, and threw a punch straight at his jaw. Psycho. I think you're the deformed one here. Zhou Jinxing was caught off guard. With a dull thud, he tumbled down the stairs, sliding until he hit a table corner. Before he could catch his breath, I kicked him and started pummeling his face. Deformed freak. Zhou Jinxing, your way of understanding people is still stuck on some textbook biology definitions. Stop being so backwards. This isn't the Dark Ages. There are always sick people who stare at others with creepy eyes, expressing their soul, called love by targeting, and disgusting people. I locked my hand around his throat, gradually tightening. Zhou Jinxing's face immediately. My voice was calm as I spoke. Zhou Jinxing, is this how you like me? By endlessly putting down and trampling on the person I treasure, finding an outlet for your twisted feelings. Your soul, called love, is pathetic. You're pathetic. Suddenly I felt it was pointless. I shouldn't waste time here. Talking to someone so twisted and vile who can't understand basic human decency. I stood up straight away and wiped the blood off my hands. Zhou Jinxing, I'm warning you. Stay away from him. Don't forget what kind of person I used to be. If you dare get close to him again or use this so-called secret to hurt him, I'll show you just how far I'm willing to go for him. Shen Yanqing took a week off and didn't stay at school. I pressed the doorbell. Shen Yanqing came to open the door wearing loose home clothes. His elegant collarbone was on full display. I struggled to look away. I held up the thermal container. I brought you some soup, lotus root and pork rib soup. Shen Yanqing didn't refuse and left the door open for me. I carried the thermal container in one hand and struggled with a leash in the other. Seeing I hadn't come in, Shen Yanqing looked back puzzled. I handed him the thermal container. Sang Biao, I've had someone feeding him. He's gotten much rounder than before. Look, I can barely pull him anymore. Maybe seeing Shen Yanqing, Sang Biao stopped struggling. He rubbed his head against Shen Yanqing's pant leg. Shen Yanqing smiled and crouched down to gently pet Sang Biao. Sang Biao's tail stood up high as he meowed softly. Professor Shen, come drink your soup. Shen Yanqing sipped his pork rib soup casually. His eyes focused on Sang Biao exploring his territory. I gave him a bath and treated him for parasites. Most importantly, I leaned close to Shen Yanqing's ear and spoke slowly. He's been neutered too. Shen Yanqing shook his head and chuckled. I took out cat food and poured it for Sang Biao. Orange sunset light covered the sky. The atmosphere was peaceful and harmonious. I spoke tentatively. Professor Shen, are you okay? I had someone delete all the school emails. Just rest at home these few days. Shen Yanqing put down his spoon, his voice gentle. I'm fine. Ever since I can remember, I've been prepared for this to be discovered. It doesn't feel as terrible as I imagined. I just need time to adjust my mindset. I owe you an apology. Zhou Jinxing did this because of me. I armed my head, irritably lacking confidence. I had no idea. He liked me. I really feel terrible about this. Shen Yanqing said gently. This isn't your fault. Don't blame yourself for other people's mistakes. The setting sun cast light on Shen Yanqing's face. pure and beautiful yet mysterious. Sanbiao quietly munched on his cat food. Shen Yanking's gaze fell gently on him as he continued speaking. Neither you nor I did anything wrong. It's this era's narrow-mindedness. Don't let it trouble you. Being intersex is just a gender, no different from being male or female. I don't feel inferior because of it, much less think I'm lesser than anyone. Shen Yanking's words made my heart tremble, my chest pounding. I wanted so badly to pull him into my arms. My throat worked hard as I clenched my fists, restraining this impulse. Shen Yanking's voice was low as he continued. I only need to be responsible to my future partner. He has the right to know. These past few days my mind has settled, and I've thought a lot. I realized I wasn't brave enough before. At this, he paused. I looked up and met his deep, shimmering dark eyes, feeling inexplicably nervous as my heart pounded. Chen. Sin, if you don't mind. I think we could try being together. My heart drummed as fireworks exploded in my brain. Of course I don't mind. I shot up and pulled him forcefully into my arms, burying my face in his neck and breathing deeply. The chair was knocked over by my sudden movement. I didn't care. Shen Yanking stared wide-eyed in shock, apparently not understanding why I was so excited. He reached up to hug me back, one hand gently patting. I gripped his chin and kissed him hard. I pried open his teeth, my tongue exploring and sucking in his mouth. It felt so good my scalp tingled, and my heart trembled slightly. I kept kissing his chin and neck intensely. The smooth, delicate skin along his hip line made me dizzy with desire. It's not that I didn't want to be gentle. It's just too tempting. You're touching me, he accused. I couldn't stand it anymore and lifted my head from his chest, breathing hard. Where's the bathroom? This was my first time in Shen Yanking's house. He pointed in a direction, his voice now husky. Over there. Shen Yanking stared blankly at the ceiling. His clothes were disheveled, exposing large patches of pale skin, his Adam's apple bobbing, as his red lips breathed softly. My breathing became even more rapid. Looking down, this is so pathetic. I tilted my head back, my hand moving steadily. My mind was filled with that cold, beautiful face outside. Shen Yanking stood at the podium again, his expression unchanged, even calm and composed. But I kept feeling like all the whispers in class were about him, making me incredibly anxious. During break, a female student in the front row propped her chin up and talked to him. Professor Shen, are you feeling okay? I heard you took leave for health reasons. Shen Yanking's lips curved in a relaxed smile. I'm fine, thanks for asking. I walked over and knocked on the desk. Hey, why are you eyeing my Professor Shen again? The female student was annoyed. What do you mean yours? Professor Shen belongs to everyone. Did you finally make it official? She looked up at Shen Yanking for confirmation. Shen Yanking raised an eyebrow and didn't deny it. The smile in his eyes was very obvious. The female student grabbed her friend's hands and let out a sharp squeal. Shen Yanking frowned at me and put his finger to his lips. The female student excitedly covered her mouth, screaming silently. The class bell rang at the right moment. I walked away with my chin up, completely satisfied. Today was the last class for seniors, followed by exams. After finishing the thesis, there wouldn't be much left to do. The weather was getting hotter. The first summer after graduation was approaching. The room was filled with Shen Yanking's enticing scent. Dawn was breaking on the horizon. Shen Yanking's consciousness was hazy, his gaze unfocused and scattered. He lay dazedly on top of me, panting. Yanking. Yang was indeed very sensitive. Just a gentle push and he flushed red all over. He quickly became slick. He absolutely wouldn't let me leave marks on his neck. But when he got excited, his body tensed, and his arched neck was long and white, like a swan. I really couldn't help biting down on it. During this time I stayed at the company. Shen Yanking was also busy with his own things. I returned to school for thesis defense and ran into Zhuang Jingxing on the way. He looked unkempt with stubble, his hair so long it nearly covered his eyes. He looked like a homeless person. Seeing me, his eyes brightened for a moment, his lips moving as if wanting to say something. Thinking of the harm he caused Shen Yanking, I still couldn't let it go. I didn't give him a chance and walked straight past him, without looking sideways. That evening, I held Shen Yanking, feeling gloomy. Professor Shen, let's go abroad. Shen Yanking put down his book and looked down at me. What's wrong? I lay on top of him, my chin resting on his chest. My family's overseas company is expanding new business. I'm just graduating. My dad said I should go out and get some experience. Shen Yanking's gaze was gentle. Is that the only reason? I sighed and said honestly. I've been obsessing lately, always feeling like someone's watching you. Are you really okay? Are these things bothering you? I traced circles on his chest. If you're uncomfortable, you must tell me. Shen Yanking's voice was soft. I don't find it troubling, but the way others look at me and treat me does bother me. Shen Yanking took off his glasses and closed his book, but situations like that are rare. I can still handle it. He looked at me seriously. Not many people know now. Chromosomal abnormalities have many variations. No one would think of intersex people. I don't have close relationships with college faculty. Those I am close to wouldn't discriminate against me for this. As for students, they'll all graduate eventually. Life doesn't have that many spectators. Don't worry too much. Darkness can't cover light. After sunset comes sunrise. Shen Yanking could always easily soothe my inner anxieties. I was quickly comforted. I kissed him and said, Shen Yanking, I love you. It has nothing to do with your physical form. Remember that. Before, you guarded your secret alone. Now we're protecting it together. Shen Yanking smiled. Okay. but I really do think it's adorable. My eyes lit up. Let's try it tonight. Wait, how did you jump to this topic? Shen Yanking pushed at me. Hold on, don't start yet. I covered his mouth and flipped over to pin him down. I couldn't hear what he was saying at all. With desire stirred up, I was eager to explore.